Welcome to the Frontier Podcast, where we take the internet's best tech articles and transform them into audio so that you can enjoy them on the go. We post new episodes every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. Be sure to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and iTunes, or visit us at tfpodcast.io. If you would like to help support our show, we'd really appreciate it. Visit our Patreon and donate. All of those links will be listed below. Today's episode is brought to you by Presence Media. They are a Colorado-based SEO and web design firm. Presence Media creates beautifully modern websites that effectively attract new customers for their clients. Visit them at presencemediadenver.com. That link will be listed below. Today's article was written by Chip Sineni. Chip is the co-founder of Trixie Studios and Phosphor Games, and 20-plus year game developer with a focus on augmented, mixed, and virtual reality. Today's episode is titled, Putting the Mixed Reality Cart Before the Augmented Reality Horse. If you'd like to read the original article, including the embedded images, you can find it on medium.com. We'll have that link listed below. Putting the mixed reality cart before the augmented reality horse. It used to bother me to hear mixed reality called out differently than augmented reality. Both terms were adding something virtual to what you were seeing in the real world, and made me wonder, was augmented too geeky for everyone so it needed better branding? It felt similar how people called out comic books as graphic novels to make them sound more important. However, more recently, I have come around to see the distinction as being useful, especially as it relates to smart glasses hardware. The mass adoption of smart glasses seemed to require it to look indistinguishable to sunglasses of today. So, any augmented mixed reality technology has to work with that form factor. One of these technologies is ready for mass market consumers today, and the other has a longer road ahead of it. Disclaimer: it is not the point of this article to create a definition of mixed reality or augmented reality. This article is specifically focused on how these relate to smart glasses, not other platforms. For simplicity's sake, a high-level distinction between the two mediums, as the above define it. Augmented reality, or AR, is a heads-up display, HUD, of 2D or 3D information, text, icons, graphics, over the world around you. AR focuses on information. Mixed reality, or MR, is 3D virtual objects in position space around you. For example, you can walk up to a virtual creature and interact with it. MR focuses on application. Augmented reality is useful for messaging, social, phone calls, photos, GPS directions, and information query. New uses might include facial and spatial recognition. In a nutshell, augmented reality features are similar to smartwatch-like functionality, except the user never needs to look down to receive this information. Mixed reality is useful for productivity like training, education, visualization, and entertainment like game playing. Mixed reality applications will be about seeing and interacting with virtual objects situated in the space around you, as if they were physically there. Augmented reality gives you information while you are doing other things. Mixed reality turns the ordinary everyday into something magical. On mobile devices, your smartphone already acts as an augmented reality device. For example, your camera app has buttons and text over live video. Other specialized mobile devices, like one that have Google Tango technology, can do mixed reality, where your device knows where you are relative to 3D objects near you. The Pokemon Go application is somewhat of a hybrid, as you can see 3D Pokemon in your world, but you can't get closer to them, and they don't sit in the world correctly. The distinction between two mediums becomes much more important when it relates to the hardware of smart glasses. Mixed reality glasses require very special hardware that need to be built into the glasses headset or tethered from a separate device. Roughly, mixed reality needs great battery life to use it all day, just like you would a smartphone. Sensors to detect motion of user if they are going back and forth, up and down, similar to VR inside-out tracking. Fast CPU, GPU to render great 3D image quality with a very fast frame rate. Great field of view that 3D objects stay in the user's peripheral vision and don't cut out. Optional, but likely, needs a way to scan the real world to occlude and situate virtual 3D objects. This character should be behind my couch, not floating in front of it. requires good lens quality to see 3D objects without blurs or double vision or too faint of an image. A lens that correctly places in virtual objects in the real world so that the user doesn't experience eye strain and can have a more comfortable and immersive experience. Eye strain will occur in MR more than VR because you are looking at both real and virtual objects together. Vergence accommodation conflict. So the user is focusing at things both near, a screen millimeters from their face, and far away, 8 or more meters. This issue specifically is one that is very difficult to solve. Carl Guttag breaks down many of the issues of current lens/optic systems here. That link is listed in the original article. The combination of sensors, weight, heat, general bulk, and monetary expense makes it extremely difficult to create mass-market mixed reality smart glasses today. The requirements of AR glasses are much lower. AR glasses do not need to perform detailed 3D. The data can have a slower update rate from device as it is just text or flat graphics information, and doesn't need to correlate 1-to-1 at 90 frames per second to real-world space. It won't need an aggressive built-in processor or tethered to a bulky separate processor if it is just pulling simple data from a smartphone. It doesn't even need to be full screen or in both lenses, and doesn't need to be bright to match the real world. Very importantly, it doesn't need a special lens to allow for multiple focuses. An AR user can just look at the HUD in corner of display when the information is needed, and focus back in the real world when it isn't. It is similar when driving a car and glancing at the speedometer, and then looking back to the road. You don't need to focus on both at the same time, but it is essentially instantaneous. Gamers are more used to getting HUD information like this. They just glance at the screen edges and then back up at the action. AR glasses can get us to stop looking down on our phones and keep us engaged with what we are doing. With just AR, everyday things you do on your phone, data snacking, could all be done before your eyes without staring away from life. You can see an important text as it comes, get walking directions to a new city without looking down or feeling like a tourist, see your cab status while scanning the horizon, get social media updates as you eat lunch, see what is next in your calendar while working with your hands, see who is calling without breaking away from a conversation. You can see what Pokemon are nearby while still looking straight ahead. In contrast, mixed reality is focused on applications like entertainment and productivity. These are huge, important uses, but not applications that should hold back the every moment information AR could help with right now. Mixed reality is trying to solve advanced problems before we have the basics. I am a huge fan of mixed reality. I've started a company focused on it, and believe it really will be amazing and change everything we do. I can't wait to see where Microsoft and Magic Leap take it next, and will be the first in line to purchase their latest hardware. But as an everyday consumer, I really want the benefits of AR smart glasses now, rather than waiting for a perfect mixed reality device. I want to be more in the moment in my life, not pausing and looking down at my phone, but still seeing select information I care about and need to know. The interesting thing to watch for in this upcoming year is, will companies like Apple, Google, and Snapchat start to own this market by being simple versus trying to do it all? Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes just like this at tfpodcast.io. We post new episodes every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. That link will be listed below. Be sure to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and iTunes, or visit us at tfpodcast.io. If you would like to help support our show, we'd really appreciate it. Visit our Patreon and donate. All of those links will be listed below. Again, thanks to Chip Sineni. You can find more of his writing on medium.com. That link is also listed below. And thank you to our sponsor of today's episode, Presence Media. You can visit them at presencemediadenver.com. That link will also be listed below. Thanks for listening.